All right, y'all. So I originally wasn't going to make a video tonight since the characters revealed for today's Twitter post in Gekishin Squadra were actually characters in the previous network test, but we're going to talk about them anyways in this video because there's also one new announcement I think is pretty big, and I think that I want to let you guys know and see what you guys are thinking. Personally, to me, this is very exciting, and this is a creators program for DB Squadra. So the Squadra Creators Program will launch with the official release of the game. Currently, we don't know when the game comes out outside of a 2025 release date. So bare minimum, we know the game will come out within the next 6 months. And they're saying join the network test starting tomorrow to prepare for the application period. And applications for the program will not be accepted or offered during the network test phase, which makes sense, right? You know, again, it's going to launch with the official release. Now, the Squadra Creators Program is essentially a content creators program. So it's not going to affect a lot of players who aren't interested in making content. But if you're interested in making Gekishin Squadra content, this is something you can look forward to as a, content creator. And, just I want to see what you guys, the viewers, are thinking about this too. So overview of the Squadra Creators Program. Example verification criteria for creators active on platforms such as YouTube or Twitch with a certain amount of influence can consistently stream Gekishin Squadra content after being verified. So they're specifically asking you for streaming, by the way, keep that in mind. And then able to comply with our terms of service guidelines, other related policies, etc. And if you're meeting these criterias, you're able to be verified for a creator in the Gekishin Squadra creators program, which I think is really, really cool. I mean, for me, I will be more excited than most people because I am planning on covering this game a lot. I actually had so much fun with the Project Multi network test previously, and I'm going to cover this game a lot, especially when the network test drops tomorrow night, basically, in about 24 hours. We'll be live, we'll be kind of playing the game, we'll be seeing what changes are made and things like that, and just tons of videos will come out for that. But again, this is really cool because this is stuff I'm going to be doing anyway, so I hope things will go pretty well there. Now, example benefits for creators: invitation to an exclusive Discord channel for Squadra creators, so just people, I guess, kind of communicating there with each other. Access to an asset pack with logos, illustrations of characters, etc. So they're going to be helping us with thumbnails, by the way, chat, if that's not kind of crazy. Having like thumbnails like for characters and stuff like that, like with the actual assets, are going to be so good. Because I mean, when I was making thumbnails for Project Multi, back when it originally came out, I like cropped the characters out of screenshots and things like that. But like an asset pack, dude, that sounds so good. Early access to the latest news, chances to try out new content early, and then participating in Q&A sessions with team, and etc. So of course there's other stuff that could potentially happen, and they're saying that details and getting verified, further information, etc. will be revealed when the program starts. So again, this is just really cool. Now, the only thing I would say could be a little worrying is being a newer creator that doesn't have a large amount of influence trying to grow, especially when it comes to covering news. Like, let's say if someone gets in the creator program, or there's a few creators who will likely get in the creator program, of course, and then they'll have the news early and potentially new content early. It could make it a bit more difficult for certain players to compete, but I don't want to make it seem like I don't think that's gonna be a complete zero, like, oh, you're completely disqualified from like trying to make content in this game. I do think that as long as your own personality shines, you have a unique kind of upload with Gekishin Squad and things like that, I personally believe that you'll still make it, and you could even apply for the creator program in the future if you grow well enough. It's just about the consistency, and I know a lot of people will be worried about that. So that's another reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this here, just because I think, some up and coming creators, maybe I'm not sure what the exact certain amount of influence is, but let's say it's like 10k subscribers or something. It's something that someone told me, like they think, hey, maybe it could be around like at most 10k, maybe it's 5k, but maybe you don't meet that requirement, right? I think that as long as you put in the work and effort, be unique, you could potentially grow to that size and then potentially be part of this creators program, right? But even then, we don't know like how often this is going to be, so we'll have to wait and see. But this is really cool, and I think that this just is them being directly connected with the community, at least in some aspects. I mean, the devs are very communicative as well, so this is just awesome. Hopefully, you know, they do something like this for Dokkan Battle would be cool too. Legends, I think, would be cool. I think just these games in general, having ways for us to put like, you know, Q&A sessions with the team is crazy. It's really huge, right? No other Dragon Ball game has, like, I feel like done something like this, at least publicly, like this. So this is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and talk about the characters though. I mean, from here, we have I keep saying, oh, my bad. We have Super Saiyan Vegeta himself, the Prince of all Saiyans, terrorized the first network test, man. Let's take a look at what this boy is going to be doing in this beta test. I think it's just going to be roughly the same though. I don't really expect too many differences. A lot of the other characters didn't really have any, you know, changes. And in case you're not like used to what the other characters are doing in these beta tests and stuff like that, that's Vegeta's strongest move. That move is just really, really nasty, and Vegeta was very oppressive in the previous beta test, man. I keep saying beta test, but I would never test. I mean, very, very similar, very almost the same thing. Big Bang Attack was pretty good too. So turn this down a little more too. But yeah, Vegeta is a tank character. Now, of course, one of the big issues with tank characters for that, they did quite a lot of damage. Raise your resistance every time you land skills. Move your enemies tossing around the battlefield is the concept for Super Saiyan Vegeta. So gain a reduced cooldown effect when your HP is below a certain percentage, which we could see right here. So yeah, that is silly. If you get low HP, you actually reduce cooldown, which is very, very good. It's because this guy's gonna have a lot of HP. This move was kind of like okay. I mean, it will cause an explosion that consumes nearby enemies. Like, it's nice. You also do recover armor though, which I think is the biggest thing. Less of its damage, more of the armor recovery, so you can just keep fighting. Now, Photon Bomber is busted. It was so way too good, and I think it looks like the exact same. So, Energy Blast from enemy rest attacks will be destroyed if hit by the explosion. Yeah, okay. So that's funny as well. Like, I mean, we all know that this move is still going to be very oppressive. Forcibly moving them towards the center of the explosion like that is really, really, really strong, man. And you're able to control just so much of the map when it's like max level. It's gonna be insane. Now, this right here is also really good. The explosive wave explosion around yourself, pretty good range, recovers the armor, and just moves enemies away, right? So you could push enemies away, just recover some extra armor, make space, right? All three very basic attacks, but all good overall. And again, more armor recovery when it hits an enemy right here. So this guy is just gonna continue to build up the extra health gauge and just continue to be able to stand there in the fight, stonewall, keep enemies pinned down. Fantastic for a tank. And of course, you know, he can transform and he just gets stronger as Super Saiyan Vegeta, which is another really, really good thing, right? Vegeta's, I think, still going to be one of the better characters in the game. Even if they mega nerf like tank damage, this guy's still going to be one of the better characters for sure. He's just too oppressive with what he's able to do. Now we have Super Saiyan Trunks here. Super Saiyan Trunks as well, I think, was a character that not a lot of people could try, unfortunately, just because of the shop level thing that was kind of going on there. Trunks had some sauce to him. I feel like if it was between all the attackers in the previous network test, I probably would like him as the second best attacker because he had some things to him. But definitely between him and Goku, I feel like. Okay, yeah. And then that teleporting move was also just a great way to kind of escape as well. So activate his skills repeatedly with overcharge. Oh yeah, he could just spam his skills, right? So skills on cooldown can be reactivated immediately upon defeating or assisting an ally in defeating either an enemy, god of destruction, or boss. So this is good, right? You could just spam skills multiple times depending on the situation, which is very, very nice to see. Damage is further increased against enemies whose HP is below a certain percentage, so this is really good for enemies who are escaping, kind of just finishing them off. They're like the actual like range width here is not really that crazy, but it is pretty far lengthwise, so that's gonna be nice if you're able to aim it properly. Vanish strike right here, warp to the target location and performing shining slash, kind of warp past walls. Again, this is a way where you could just like escape a lot of situations. I found use in doing this. Burning attack kind of doesn't do anything. I don't know, this is kind of like a nothing move personally. Doesn't really do much, right? This is cool though, because it gives you movement speed up, and you could actually move it around to kind of hit a lot of these characters moving around. And again, Trunks is not like was not as impressive as like some of the tank characters, but he had some tools to him that could be very, very nice. Now, this third character, Kid Gohan. No, I was not a fan of this guy, right? I mean, you can tell Trunks, I'm already kind of like, he's good, but he's not great, right? Kid Gohan, I think you can do things with him, of course. I think every character in the game could be used well. I just think that he's very reliant on being, like, he has to be super close to an ally. And I think many times you'll be in a 2v2 situation, but, I mean, we see right here, right? Like, Piccolo's dead. What is Gohan doing? What will he be doing at the end of these situations, right? Like, okay, this will do... It doesn't even do that much damage, dude. He's a technical character, right? The biggest part of this guy is that he's giving them defense up and attack up, which is very nice. It is also universal, so it's not energy defense or blast or, you know, melee defense. It's just all defense, all attack. So every single attack that they do will be powered up. Forcibly moving them back is nice, just not a big range, right? This no skills is really cool, but I feel like the range on this was never really that crazy too, because of the fact that it is an uncharged version. And then the charged version doesn't even have the no skills. It staggers the enemies, but you have to charge it up, and then I feel like it just super easily avoid them, right? This, I think, could be nice, right? Giving the energy defense up, creating the barrier, and enemies get energy defense down, but I mean, like, it's situational as well. It's kind of situational there. I feel like a lot of his moves and things are situational, very situational. And then this right here does give strike attack up to ally heroes, which I'll definitely take that. Increase the number of your rush attacks, which nice. This is for his first super attack. And then if he uses exploding rage, he gets his second ultimate. Charge forward, performs a kick, followed by a large energy explosion. But the one thing about this is that's so weird is that only the initial kick staggers the enemy. I feel like all of this should stagger the enemy, right? Like, only the enemy hit by that initial kick gets staggered. But, like, this blast should just stagger enemies down. And Krillin has a lot of moves, I feel like, that could be used in many more situations. Gohan feels situations. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Gohan with what he's doing, but I'll have more time to use him when the actual new network test comes in. I wasn't really a fan of Gohan, though. Trunks had some sauce to him. Vegeta was OP. Super busted, but yeah, no, that was pretty much it there. I didn't mean to click on my own profile. Sorry, that. I meant to click on Gekishin Squadra. But, you know, I think this is what I'm most excited for. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next Gekishin Squadra video. Peace out.